Hi, and welcome back to the Ascension Playground. My name is Ursie, and today I wanted to continue the game we were playing a little bit earlier about taking the letters of your natal name and finding the secret messages or other names within your name. There's something very beautiful about thinking about the resonant frequency of the sounds we make. And when we put that together with a name, it's like we're speaking from our voices, we're speaking matter, we're carrying a frequency or vibration by saying someone's name. So I came back to do game number 2 with you about our name. And there's a few things that popped up in my mind as I was wondering what to share, because many of you said you were interested and we're going to give the Scrabble, play a little bit of a try. So thank you. Some of you are finding messages. Some of you are seeing messages from me in my own name. So I thought I'd come back today and talk again about the secret power of our name. Now, I remember a story, and I'm just going to tell you a story on the playground, that before each of us is born, we whisper in our soul form to our mothers the name we would like to have in this lifetime. I thought, wow, that's a very interesting story because I never sat well with my first name. I wanted to be Katie. I wanted to be Catherine or Sue or something, or even Christina. But Ursula? That name I had to sit with, and now in my ripe old age, I do sit well with it. But in the beginning, when you're going through school or you're on a playground, you just kind of want to fit in. At least my personality did. So the narrative again is when we are before embodiment, whispering our name in our mother's ear. Just thinking about that as an idea. It's quite powerful. So let's just go with this game. Okay, hey mom, I want to be called Ursula. Did you get that? Ursula. Maybe I whispered that in my dad's name, or in my dad's ear to give me as a name because he was the German side. I don't think my mom would have chosen that by herself. But I do know in naming the 7 children in my family, it had to be a name in the Bible. So Saint Ursula it was. Okay, I digress. The second thing I want to talk about, other than, our soul is whispering the name into our mother's ear. The second thing is, where have we heard about the magic of the power of someone's name? So I'm going to first start with fairy tales. Which fairy tales do you remember growing up where a name held magic in it? I gave you that little pause. The first story that comes up for me is the story of Rapunzel, right? Isn't she the one that had to, oh, wait a minute, Rapunzel's got the golden hair. Who's the one that had to turn the, the straw into gold? And until she knew the leprechaun's name, she would have to, gosh, you can tell. I need to go back and check my fairy tale. But I think this is the story of, not Rapunzel, but Rumpelstiltskin is my name. So I think this poor young girl had to try and do alchemy by being thrown into a room. Here's the straw, here's the spindle. Now use your alchemy and turn the straw, spin it into gold. And if you don't do it in 3 days, the king is gonna kill you. Well, this elf or dwarf shows up and says, I'll help you get away from being killed. So he helps her spin the straw into the gold, but somehow someone helps her out with his name. And by being able to say his name, she doesn't then have to go off with him. Who would want to go off with him anyway, right? So I'm just bringing up that example in a fairy tale, not Rapunzel, but Rumpelstiltskin. Rumpelstiltskin is my name. Oh yeah, that's what happened. He was so happy thinking that he was going to get this beautiful young woman to be his. And he was like so jolly about it that someone heard him say his name. So that would break the magic spell by saying a name. Now, I'm going to go to the Bible now, because that's the book that I was brought up in. And as a country in America, many of us were taught about the Bible growing up. So in the Bible, at the very beginning, Genesis, Adam gets to name all the animals and plants on earth. What a big job. I wonder if he had to, like, have Eve take dictation, what do we want to call this one? Lion. What about this one? Tiger. So there is something about being asked to name animals, plants. I mean, imagine if there was a time before things were named. We were just pure essence or spirit. That would go way back. Secondly, in the Bible, there's that story about how in the Old Testament, you weren't supposed to say the name of God. Okay. And then I remember there's a story about the burning bush. Remember Moses goes up on the mountain and the bush is burning and he goes, I'm not sure, who are you? And the burning bush reveals its name, the name of God. So to say something like Yahweh, Jehovah, weren't supposed to say that. It was kept in secret, the name of God. So there is something about the power of a name. So far we've talked about Rumpelstiltskin, Adam in Genesis, and then in the Old Testament, Moses. Well, let me bring a fourth example up. I was enthralled with the music when I was at a chiropractor's office here in Santa Cruz area, and this music went on to help us calm down. Well, little did I know, it was the music and sound of a woman named Snatam Kaur. Snatam Kaur. So I followed her music down to, what's that called? Joshua tree, 29 Palms Joshua tree. And there was a Kundalini Satnam Fest. So I didn't know that all the people coming to this concert, this festival, were all going to be wearing white. I show up in my black and colors, and I just felt so out of place, but I didn't have any white to wear. So here I was, first time at a Satnam festival. And Satanam, they're speaking that truth is my name, Satanam, the Nam, the Satanam. And so if you go online, like I did, and thought, oh, wouldn't it be fun to get a holy name? Well, I did. And so you punch in and you're kind of like, okay, breathing and yoga and singing and all in white. And here we're going to all ascend. And I came back and I really did look like a light bulb because I don't usually breathe that deeply in and out, in and out. This was pre-COVID where there's a lot of breathing in groups. Fire breath. Well, sorry for digressing, but the power of the name, Sat Nam, Nam, the name. So that's my pretty rough and sketchy introduction to the beauty of your name. So each of us was given a name at birth, typically a first, a middle, and a last. And some people were given many last names. Today I'm going to play with Scrabble again, and I could use your help to see what other words or even hidden messages might be in Ursula's married name. So let me share my screen. Here we go. Dun, dun, dun. Here comes my screen. So you got the first part, Ursula. and then the second name, Marie, and then my married name, boop, 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 boop. O'Farrell. Just looking at all the vowels and consonants, that's gonna be fun to play with. So if you missed my first little chat about how to find hidden messages in your name, what we do is we begin with pulling all the vowels to one side. Here we go. And then the consonants go on the other. And this is a test for me to do this. Okay. But just looking at this now, look, I got lots of L's. Whoever would have 4 R's, an F, M, and an S, and then all of this. I've got A, E, I, O, U. Just don't have a Y, but I've covered the 5 vowels. Well, I will tell you what, I'm going to go ponder a little bit, and I will be right back to share with you if there's any special message or name that's coming from my married name, Ursula Marie, and then you saw my last name. So, be right back. See you soon. Thanks for waiting. Okay, so I did have fun looking at what can I make of this, the 3 words now in my married name, and this is what I've come up with. Let's see, here we go. Oh boy, let me move this, here we go. So I got the word for, for real. I'm from Southern California. For real, for sure, for real. And then I could bring in, let's see, surreal. Is there 2 R's in surreal? Well, I'm going to go like that, for surreal. And then I get extra bonus points if I come up with another word. And now this is French. Boop, 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 boop. Lumière, light. Maybe I'm for surreal light. I don't know. But, and I have a few extra tiles left. But here's a few other words. You've got the short word real, for real. And then you've got the word solar, right? Solare. So that's again a reference to light. Then we've got the word, oh, she's out on a farm. There we go. And then let's see, it was just harder. I missed my maiden last name because it had a CH in it, so I could get a lot more words with that, with those CH. So here are my letters. If you happen to see anything, let me know. But here's what I did next. I thought, you know, I love the angels, and so I'm going to just double check to see who else might be in my name that's an archangel. I don't know, something feels good about archangels in your name. So I played my Scrabble and I looked up on Google. Here was a name that I could have used previously with my natal name, Ariel. Okay, not just a mermaid, but Ariel is also an archangel. I looked up Archangel Ariel, and she is the lioness of God. We call upon Archangel Ariel for times of protection. Protection, protection. Okay, then I'm going to share a few other archangels that I hadn't heard of before, but I found them. Okay, this is the beauty of Google. O-R-I-F. How did I do this? Orifiel. I'm missing another I. Oh well, that one didn't work, but here's one that does work. Seems like all the angels end with L, right? The sound of L. So here we go. S-I-M. Here's my M. Sim. And then I'm missing an I. Sim. Boy, I should probably have my vision checked. There's supposed to be one more I for Simeo. Well, that one didn't work. So let's see, one more. Ariel, Simeo. Here's one. Let's see if I've got enough. A-M. R-I-E-L. Simriel or Amriel. Oh my gosh. So Amriel is the archangel for the month of May. Didn't you know? Well, that's enough fun for today as far as the Scrabble letters. If you see anything else, please let me know, because if there were some sentences, that would be fun. So let's just spitball here. I am so, let's see. I'm going to leave it with, I am so real. There we go. I am so real. I guess I could use the word surreal. For real, surreal. I am surreal. Okay, somehow that looks a little funny. Are there two R's here? I don't think so. Just, no, it does look better. I am surreal. Oh, I am surreal. Oh, 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 oh. Are you still watching? Anyway, I wanted to show you this book. This is how I segue. Look at this book, The Miracle of Names. You see the book? Okay, it's written by Klein Konigs. It's a 500-word analysis of your life and character just based on your name. And this is how you do it. Okay, I'm going to go back to the camera. Thanks for bearing with me. There's something beautiful about names. Okay, now I am going to talk to you about this idea of every letter in the alphabet can be turned into a number. Why do we play this game? The thought is that the universe speaks in the language of number. We on Earth speak in languages using letters, but every letter can be changed into a number. So here's the alphabet. A through I is number 1 for A, B is 2, C is 3, and so forth. I is number 9. And then it goes from I to J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R. And you can see the numbers above those letters as well. Okay, so we start again with S. So A, J, and S carry the number 1. B, K, and T carry the number 2. Might as well do the whole thing. C, L, U is 3. Get this, D, M, V is number 4. E, N, W is 5. F, O, X is 6. G, P, Y is number 7. And H, Q, Z is number 8, with I and R being the number 9. How does this make sense? Let me show you. We'll go right down here. What this book does is, let's take the name Robert, R-O-B-E-R-T, and using this code above, they find R. Here's the R under number 9, and so you write, because it's a consonant, 9 on the bottom. A vowel, you'd write the number on top. So O, when we look at the chart, is a 6. Okay, so if your name is Robert, you would put 9 at the bottom, O, 6 at the top, B is number 2, E, a 5 at the top for a vowel, R, 9, and T, 2. Okay, now bear with me, because there's this little math game that we're going to play, because we're on an Ascension playground, right? Here's how they do it now. The vowels on the top, the 0 and the O and the E are a 6 and a 5. So 6 plus 5 equals 11. But 11, you add the 1 plus the 1 of the 11 and you get a 2. Sorry if that's a little blurry, but the 2 then stands, I'm going to write in my book, here. Okay. Now we go to count the consonants. So 9 for R, 2 for B, another 9 for R, and then 2 for T. You add 9 plus 2 plus 9 plus 2, and it equals 22. Then the 22, you add 2 plus 2 equals 4. So now you got a 2 and a 4. All right. Hold on, there's one more step. So then you add the 2 plus the 4 and you get 6. All right. So in this book, you say Robert's name is a 2, 4, 6. All right. So there's the 2-4-6. Okay. They give another example for Harold. Deet, 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 deet. I'm going to pause there for a minute. There's Harold. Again, taking the consonants and putting the numbers at the bottom. Vowels go on the top. You add the top numbers. You add the bottom numbers and you reduce it down. Then when you add both of these, the top and the bottom number, you get a third number. Harold reduces to 7-6-4. All right, that's the easy part because that's the first name, right? But in this book, they only work with the first name. So I'm going to show you. We'll go right to Robert, and I'm going to pause while I do that. Excuse me, I'll be right there. Thank you so much for coming back. Okay, so Robert is the name, and we've gotten all the math together with his name for this book. And here we go with Klein Konig's book called Miracle of Names. All right, so on page 62, look at the other names that have this numeric of 2, 4, 6. All right, so again, this is the consonants, the vowels, and then the combination of the 2 and the 4 equals a 6. Well, Robert, Hector, Connie, Maria, Joel, Isaac, Elisa, Camila, Maya, Devin, Leanne, Fabian, Matilda, Rashida, and Larissa, plus I'm sure many, many more, condensed down to the 2, 4, 6. Let me read to you what it says about the 2, 4, 6. And see if I can do this without my glasses. Okay, so if Robert's out there listening, I know he's on personal retreat right now, but I'm going to share anyone named Robert. This is what this book says. Test it for accuracy and see if it feels right. Soft, intelligent, responsible are the main qualities of these people. They can get ahead in life, but in supportive roles or with academic credentials that allow them to become professionals working under the banner of an institution. If they choose to go into business, it is in partnership with others. This is a social influence that desires the company of people and works well with them. They're accommodating and perceptive of others' needs. This easygoing and gentle influence adapts itself to a less harsh or competitive environment. They do not like to get their hands dirty. Diplomacy and tact are their means of getting ahead. They sense a person's discomfort and will do what is necessary to make them feel easy. Pleasing others comes naturally. Their caring and responsible natures move quickly to assist others whenever possible. Their maternal or paternal quality makes them good teachers and parents. They take their responsibilities quite seriously. And then there's more, lots more in this Miracle of Names book. Another 2.5 pages for the 2, 4, 6. But my friends, let me share with you about my numbers, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and share again. Here we go. So you can see my name, Ursula, condenses down to the number 7, 4, 2. Okay, but my name, along with Moira, Oscar, Nolan, Margaret, Dora, Sonia, Mario, Josephine, Lynn, Noah, Damon, Omar, Mira, and Rashida. Okay, let's see what they say about my name because I don't really remember. This is a deeply sensitive and impressionable quality. These names are easily influenced by their environment. Any kind of discord will affect them adversely. They have a deep yearning to be understood, but repress it by accommodating others' needs in place of their own. Seldom do they reveal their deeper sentiments about life for fear of misunderstanding. Well, that sits pretty much true for me, I believe. Let's keep going. Their conversation is usually in support of others' ideas rather than their own, as a diversion or cover up for feelings that lie deep inside and are revealed to no one but their closest confidant. They have a quiet and pleasant manner that is easily hurt and offended by the loud or coarse ways of others. When offended, they can withdraw mentally and never show their disappointment. This is a refined and poetic influence. Oh boy. Well, I don't know about this book, guys. You know, there's what's on the outside cover, but then, in our family, it was like, oh, what's behind the curtain? You know, what do you really like behind the curtain? And so I guess you'd have to ask my family if I live up to the resonance and frequency of my name, Ursula. So much of life, given these uncertain times, I really believe is about remembering how to play again. And I remember in second grade, we were given this purple book. It's called Let's Make Believe. And I don't know why I just kept thinking of that book. Maybe it just brought me back to a time where I could feel like a child again. And so for me, as I get older, I'm trying to return to that childlike nature. And I want to encourage anyone who's listening to consider it. It doesn't matter how old you are. When we go to Disneyland, if you like Disneyland, maybe not in Florida, but if you like Disneyland as a concept, it's this whole idea of becoming a child again, allowing yourself the freedom to make believe. I want to thank you for being with me on this Ascension Playground. I share from the joy of an overfilled cup of imagination and a desire to share. And so again, a call for anyone who's interested. Say you don't have a YouTube channel, but maybe you'd like to test the waters. Come join me. I don't really bite too hard. Come join me. Let's test some things out and see if you're ready to go and share things on the Ascension Playground. Okay, thanks for listening and see you next time. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.